What's going on, guys? It's your boy NTG back at again with another video. In today's video, guys, I have a full video breakdown on gold, but this will apply for all markets. So the forex market, gold, index, any pair that you want to trade. In today's video, we're going to be talking about entries. We're going to be talking about scallion, the stop loss, TP, fibs, distribution stage, key levels, candlesticks, reversal points, and of course, lastly, having the correct mindset when you are trading, because you guys know that even if you have all of those things that I just listed, without the mindset, you won't be able to execute those things properly. All right, so you guys see here I have the full breakdown already on the pattern that we traded. This was actually a live stream that I did for the members. This was on Friday, and we actually got a lot of good entries here. So this was a really great trade that I wanted to break down for the YouTube channel. If you guys are struggling with creating a system that you need to trade, are you having trouble understanding the markets, or maybe you're having trouble with actually the mindset of being in the live trade? What do you do when you are actually in the trade, when you execute a position? What can you do next? All right, so we're going to be talking about all of those things. So make sure you guys have your notebooks out. We're going to be taking a lot of notes here. I'm going to be talking a lot. This is probably going to be one of my most detailed videos on my channel, so make sure you guys really pay attention and watch the full length video. All right, guys, so you guys already know what to do. Make sure you guys hit that like button for your boy NTG. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for more content like this. The academy is still open if you guys want to join, and like I said, this will be a full breakdown video. And if you guys want more of this, of course, I'm going to be looking at the like button just to see that you guys are enjoying the video. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and roll the intro, get straight into the video. Let's get it. All right, guys, so here we are on gold. Okay, so if you guys want to get into like those big account flips, you know, that I have, like my 5,000, 14K, I'm gonna have couple of screenshots of like all the account flips that I did, $50 account flips, $100 account flips. So you guys see there that all of those account flips are due to this system here. Exactly. Okay, what you see here on the screen is exactly the system that I use. So let's go ahead and break this down. First things first. Okay, so overall, you guys do see a rising wedge here. So you guys know a rising wedge, we want to look for sales, the break of sales. But let's break this down a little bit further. So I'm actually going to be doing a market replay of this before the break, and then I'll talk about all the structures and everything like that, and then of course the live stream as well. So let me move a couple things here so that we can go ahead and get into the breakdown. Now, first things first. Okay, the first thing that we have to notice is that gold previously, okay, so we're looking left, that we are in a downtrend. Okay, so we are creating low highs and lower lows. Okay, lower lows and low highs here. So everything from gold at this point is everything that I want to see that was bearish. Okay, so when we got to today, okay, so I had this pattern since since Wednesday the 31st of May, and then coming into June, that's when I solidified the pattern. Okay, so overall what we're looking at is a rising wedge. Now we had a false break / I call it a leak. This is my own, you know, terms to call it. But this was a little gap in the market that happened. But I still included the trend line anyway because it was a gap. It must have been a holiday or banks opening on that day. And we saw a huge gap in the market from that day. And so the gap got filled, and we had like a small leak within the pattern, which is still a valid pattern to trade. All right, just make sure that you don't have too much false breaks. So if you know, normally when I see more than one, so this is the only one I'll tolerate. If I see another one here or another one here, then of course I will not draw the pattern or trade it. Okay, so this is what we have on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what I was looking for on the smaller time frame. So everything that I was executing was on the 15-minute. So I was looking at everything from the 15-minute. I drew everything on the 1H. Okay, so coming on to here, how did I get my key level here? So let's talk about that first. Okay, so you guys have to understand that you have to be able to look previously through market structure. Okay. You don't want to start entering the market out of nowhere, right? You don't want to start just entering positions with no back test, no back history, no market structure. You're just entering in the middle of nowhere. Okay. You want to always enter at certain levels. Okay. So we look left here. We see that we have a area of resistance at the top. Okay. So we have resistance at the top. And then I went ahead and actually drew out a supply zone here. Okay. So I like supply and support and resistance, supply and demand. It doesn't matter. Support and resistance is just more of the turning points you draw the zones, and supply and demand is more of the candles or the body of the candles that you want to draw that from. Okay. And what I noticed here was a small distribution stage here. Okay. Now I like this area because these are great moves that happen. So the market tends to get into a range here, small consolidation where it's straight. You guys see here, I draw my line here and it's completely straight. So the market is moving completely sideways here. So I know when the market starts to tend to build that way, this is the biggest sign here of a push or a move or buying pressure, selling pressure. That's what we want to look for. And that's why I wanted to draw my key level here, because this is such an important zone. And like I said, don't worry too much about this because this was an actual gap that got filled. So this is pretty much something that I just ignored. What I paid attention to now was the resistance that we had, or the supply zone, broke structure. Okay. And normally when we break support and resistance, supply and demand, they come back to act as support or resistance. In this case here, this acted as support. Okay. So we had the break here. Now we had a nice retest. So we came back to verify our zone. And now we had a retest of a nice 1, 2, 3 engulfing. So I like to see Japanese candlestick patterns at my zones because it makes it more powerful. So this is an engulfing candlestick pattern. You can see dojis, morning stars, whatever the hammer, whatever candlestick pattern that you trade, you will like to see these at these zones because these are very important zones that we are looking for to actually buy or sell into the market, looking at the breaker structure or possibly scale in, which we will also talk about in the video. So we continued here, and I drew out this triangle here because a lot what's going on in this triangle is just a lot of noise. So here you guys can see we're not in session. So this is 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9, 10. This is all during the Asian session and even London session. I don't really trade London session anymore. I just really focus on New York. I do find some entries every now and then during the London, but I really just only like to trade gold in the New York session. So that's a key thing that you guys may want to take into consideration if you find yourself getting into a lot of losses during the Asian and the London session. Well, maybe you should transition to only trading in the New York session. This is how I set up a lot of my VIP members. When I'm setting up a system for them, I always structure them around the New York session because that session will have the most volume for gold, certain forex pairs, and of course the index market. So this is what we're looking for here. And if you guys can check at our key level, look at how many engulfings we have. We have one, a second engulfing, and a third engulfing. That's 3 engulfings off of the retest off of this key level. So this was a high anticipated level that I saw gold coming back to in the future. But what I had to wait for was an opportunity for me to get into the market. So now this is where the 1H pattern comes in, okay? Because mind you, we still have these candles here. This is where the market currently is at. So I don't even have my pattern yet. What I need is another retest off of my trend line here. So this is what I'm waiting for. So I'm being patient. So everything, all these moves that gold is doing doesn't move me at all. I'm not interested in gold right now, as it's just making its rounds. Okay, I want to see that rejection first. Once I see that rejection, okay, which is here. So we have our rejection here. Now I'm drawing my pattern. So before I didn't have it there. Now I'm drawing it out. So I'm drawing my zone. I'm drawing the pattern here. Now I'm looking for sells. Now there's two ways you can get into gold this way for the sells. One, you can wait for the break. Okay, that's the easiest method. So if we just fast forward, let's go ahead and just fast forward to, to gold. We got the break, entry is there, and then you just let it go to the TP, correct? That's the easiest method you guys can do. So you're not worried about too much, price action or, trying to hold your trade. Or you can do it the second way, which is a little bit more difficult. You will need to be in front of a desktop doing this with some live price action trading. You can get in early so you can actually collect certain amount of pips. And you can actually see from the live stream, this is the entry that we got. So let's go ahead and look at. All right, so here's the video you guys can see here. This is the stream that we had. Okay, I have the same exact pattern. Okay, let me go ahead and see if you guys can see that there. Okay, so for this, we got the entry at the, let me see the exact entry point, the 1972. So that was our entry point, and I'm gonna show you guys how we actually got that entry. Now we actually end up holding this trade on the 5-day stream for about an hour and a half, and we actually got into a drawdown. We'll look at that as well. I'm gonna talk about that, the drawdown here before the push. So you guys see here, now we're getting that push down all the way down to our TP. Okay, so that's what we're gonna talk about first, is the entry point, which is what I got from the distribution stage. So what is that? Well, it's pretty much just a range. Like I said, what we talked about before here is just a bigger range. So this concludes us that, hey, this alerts me, NTG, there's going to be a really big move coming up. So I want you to pay attention. So this was a great way for me to actually get into the market, but we don't have this yet. I only have one rejection so far. So what I'm doing is I'm patiently waiting. This is New York session, but late into it. It's around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I'm just waiting. I'm letting the market go. Market closed there, reopened. And I'm not interested in anything right now with gold. Okay, you guys see it's Thursday. Okay, so the next morning we're going to trade. Now it's the Asian session. I'm not worried about the Asian session. And then now we're going into London session at 3 a.m. So this is around the time I wake up, 5 o'clock. Okay. So now I'm looking at the market and I say, oh, wow. Well, I see a lot of turning points here. So let me draw out a range, because you guys see here, the market is sideways. Again, we want to see the market sideways like this before the big move, which is the distribution stage. Okay. So how can we enter this? Well, simply enough, we want to actually enter the break of this. Now I went down to the 5-minute time frame to actually get in this trade early. So it's New York session now, 5:30 in the morning. I normally get on stream for the members at 8 o'clock. So right at 8. So let's go to 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and look at that. Let's go back here. So let's see what time that is. So this is 8:30. So we're already on stream. We're waiting for this move here on gold. This is exactly what we're waiting for. Now you guys see that rejection there? This was NFP. That's right. This was NFP news. So NFP was Friday. We had news. The market dropped. Now don't let this wick scare you. Okay. Don't let this wick go, oh no, gold is gonna go bullish. Look at that wick. Look how naked it is. Okay. The only reason why we should be thinking gold is going bullish is if we break the distribution stage to the upside. Okay. So if we break it to the upside, then we'll see a move like this. But other than that, we don't need to be concerned about a bullish market. Okay. So we want to keep our sells here because we have our rising wedge here and we want to keep our sells. So we're patient at this point. Okay. So we got another rejection. That's still not going to concern us because this is what we wanted here. This is exactly what we wanted. And if I go back to the stream again, okay. So if I go back here, play the stream for you guys one more time, as you guys can see, this is where we entered right there, right at that break. Okay. And we're going to look at the drawdown as well. But this was the break here that we wanted. Now, I'm not setting my TP yet, but what am I doing is I'm setting my stop loss above the recent resistance. You guys see all those wicks there? So this place has a lot of resistance here. So I'm going to put my stop loss up there just to make it safe so I don't get wicked out too early or anything like that. Okay. So now we enter the trade here. Now let's talk about the mindset, and we already have the stop loss. Okay. And then we don't have the TP yet. So we're just going to wait until we have the opportunity to get the TP, which is the break of structure. Okay. So now we were looking good at first, and then the market started slowing down. Okay. Now this is where a lot of traders start to lose. Okay. This is where a lot of traders start to fail. It's part of this drawdown. Even when I was on the live stream with the members, even they started getting nervous or started shaking out. They're like, hey, NTG, should I get out the trade? Like, what should I do? This, that. All I tell them is just remain calm. The market is just making its move. What it's doing is eliminating all of the 99% of traders. Okay. The ones that can't handle the retest back to the distribution stage, the ones that can't handle the drawdown, the ones that went in 80% risk and they can't hold their trade more than 20 pips, 30 pips. Okay. This is all just a pullback here. And this is when everything started to look scary, right? The members are freaking out. They're like, hey, NTG, what's going on? We were also in NAS, and NAS was going great. NAS was going bullish. It was taking off. So if you guys actually look at the media player, you guys will see I have NAS on the right side and gold on the left. So on the right side, NAS was taking off. You guys see here, NAS was just pushing. Open session hit, and it was pushing. It pushed straight to the TP, the 14,600, all the way to the TP. Now gold was actually in drawdown. So you guys see here, you see gold in drawdown. NAS was picking up. So my members that were in NAS, they were celebrating. The members that were in gold are like, oh man, NTG, what's going on? You just got to be patient here. This is all part of the mindset. And this is some confirmations exactly what you guys want to see at the distribution stage. And this is what led me to hold my trade. I was very patient. I was saying, you know what? Let's wait a couple more candles. Let's see if we can get some Japanese candlestick confirmation here. And that's what we did. This is a nice inside candlestick for me, almost an engulfing. So I said, oh yeah, this is perfect to hold. Gold is going to be on the move soon. And that's exactly what it did. After that, we broke the lower low. So this is a nice lower low here. You guys see here that we had that stage of a lot of bounce of support. We can even draw it a little bit more precise on the 1 minute time frame. Okay. Let me go ahead and change the color here real quick so you guys can see here. And then this will be the lower low slash the scale in. So this is how I scale in with these zones here. I love to scale in here. You guys have to understand that when you guys are scaling in, you can't scale in whenever you want. Okay. And that's why a lot of you guys make that mistake. You can't scale in whenever you want. You have to scale in at the break of structures. Okay. Don't just be those traders that enter trades here, right? You're starting to scale in. It was a good scaling, right? You got lucky. Okay. But let me tell you, if you start to scale in like this, it's going to catch up to you. Okay. Be patient and wait for structure. Wait for structure. The breaks of structure is the best thing you guys can do here when you guys are trying to scale in. Okay, so let's go back to our 5 minute time frame. And this is actually a nice scale in opportunity. So I'm going to add that there. Okay, so let's just say we had a standard here on gold. Nice little standard here. Nice standard here on gold. Beautiful. Okay, now let's say we scaled in at a 0.50 because I like to do half. I like to do half, especially with smaller accounts. If I'm feeling really good, I'll do the full same standard. So that would be our nice scale in there. But we still need our TP, okay? And we still have our challenge here, which is the possible reversal point. Now, why is this a possible reversal point? Because you guys can see here, if you guys look left, like I said, everything makes sense when you guys draw out your structure. All right. When you look left here, look at this huge move, okay? So the move didn't really bounce off of the key level. It bounced off of this level here at the 1960, okay? randomly out of nowhere, okay, we had a nice bounce, and this pushed gold all the way up back to our distribution stage at the 1983. So this is why I wanted to draw that area out as a possible reversal area. So we just were paying attention to that very, very closely as gold started to creep up to that level there. Okay, so we got in early, so we're up 100 pips already. So this was a beautiful entry here. We're up 100 pips. From here, you can actually enter the trade. You can still catch pips here. Okay, so for, you know, my safe traders, you guys entered there, and now we can actually use the fib extension for our TP. Okay, all right, notice how we have the extension at the 2 here. I'm not sure if gold made it to the 1950, but let's go ahead and hold it there. So if we did hold this trade all the way to the TP, we're looking at a 210 pip move. Now we didn't hold it up to there. We held it all the way up to the 1960. Because I had to end the stream, but some of the members did hold it to the 1958, 1955. Some of them even held it back to the key level. So shout out to them. They're getting really good with their holds, and you know, the execution of the trades, the live streams are really helping them a lot. Okay, so we still have that challenge here, which is the possible reversal point. Okay, so there's two ways. You can either use the fib extension to set your TP. I love my fib extension, or you can just say, hey, NTG, I like to take my TP at market structure. That's also fine. You can take it at the key level. You can take it at maybe at the possible reversal point, which what we did just to get a quick TP because we got in so early. Okay, so we were able to do that. But if you just enter the break, then you will want to hold it for a little bit more, at least get 100 pips out of gold, because that's what gold can give you, right? So let's go ahead and continue to trade. All right, so now we're just waiting for that retest. Okay, nothing to be concerned about yet until we touch that reversal point. Now, if gold does not show any signs of reversing, this is good bearish pressure. Okay, so when you guys see the break like this, and we came back to the zone, no bounce, no retest, no rejection, just a straight break. This is where my confidence. Now you're talking about NTG going full standard and doing a full flip, because I know that's the most powerful move the market can do for me, is those breaks of my false areas, the breaks of my key levels, the breaks of my distribution stages. These are beautiful areas for me to really go aggressive and hone in on those entries there. And so I went straight in. And look at that candle with zero drawdown. Sometimes I'll get zero drawdown with one candle going 80 to 100 pips on that same drop. Okay, so it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And look at that. Look at the break at the key level. Same thing. And look at the continuation going all the way down. And this trade did hit the TP, 1950 exactly. Look at that TP. Look at that fib extension doing its work. 1950 exactly to the TP. This is a beautifully executed trade here. We learned a lot from this trade. A lot of notes here, you know, having the correct mindset of holding, looking at reversal points, looking at candlesticks, key levels, looking at the distribution stage, using that fibs. The fibs is so accurate with getting those TPs. Guys, do not underestimate that fib extension. It's beautiful, okay? Getting into the scaling in, and also simply the entries, because actually, believe it or not, the entries is the easiest part. What becomes the difficult thing for most traders, okay? You guys see here, we executed this trade perfectly. I'll let the live trade play out a little bit as I talk here, so you guys can see here one more time the full breakdown of this pattern. This was a beautiful pattern. Everything about this trade was beautiful, okay? And then what I was saying about the mindset, okay? The mindset that you need to hold trades like this, okay? So holding the pullback, holding that pullback, making sure you guys are having the correct mind game here to be able to hold trades. And this is why I love the live streams, because that's exactly what I talk about on these streams here. They give everyone confidence to hold the trade. And also here, Oh, we also did US30 as well. So we got 3 out of 3. So we traded US30, gold, and NOS all at the same time for Friday. So that was a beautiful, beautiful day there. But anyway, having to hold. So not getting too greedy with your entries, not being too impatient. A lot of you guys are still rushing the process of your account. You see it not really pushing to the profit that you want, and you still are very, very aggressive with the entries. You're still very, very aggressive with the scaling. You're still very, very aggressive with how you're holding the trade, handling the trade. And then you get into this cycle of, okay, I'm gonna hold it this time, but you don't hold it to the TP. You hold it well, but you went too aggressive, messed up your trade. There's a lot of things that you guys psychologically are doing that are basically ruining the whole trading process for you. Okay. And this is exactly why you're still stuck in that little cycle. It may be even just one step that you need, but at the same time, this is exactly why you may not be progressing with your trading. It's simply because of this last thing that I want to talk about, was just the mindset. The mindset is so important. That's why I offer the live trading to the academy, because you have to understand that anybody can place a trade, right? Anybody can place a trade. Anybody can press the sell button. Anybody can press a buy button. Okay. What comes behind that though? What comes behind the knowledge, the fundamentals? I'm not talking about news, the fundamentals that come behind entering a trade. How to maintain that trade. How to emotionally not invest in your account. How to emotionally not invest in the trade. How to stay disciplined. How to not have FOMO. These are a lot of things that key fundamentals that you need for trading to be successful. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what type of system you have. I don't care if it's 99% win rate, whatever you may have. If you don't have the mindset, guys, this very last important thing of executing trades, then you're not going to be a successful trader. You have to have this. And this is why I like to show this live, because this is the most important thing. It's the most important thing that you guys need to see. This is the most important things you guys have to know. It's the most important thing you have to execute to have a successful trade. You guys understand me a little bit there? All right. So if you guys want to actually go into more detail about discipline and FOMO and greed, holding trades, I actually have a full playlist, Trading Psychology. You guys should check it out. It's 10 videos on there, I believe. And I talk about a lot of things about with trading. And of course, I'll be adding that into more of the videos as well. And if you guys want to see more of like my account flips, I have a playlist too. You guys can check out all my videos on my YouTube. They're just fun videos that I've done. I've flipped $10, $50. I've done 50 to 1,000, 100 to 5,000. I've done 1,000 to 25,000. If you guys want to check out all of my account flips there, you guys can do on my channel. All my videos are available there. So I do hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit that like button for your boy NTG. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Like I said, I want to do more videos like this, talking about every single key detail, price, support, resistance, supply and demand, distribution stage, key levels. There's a lot of things that we have to cover, the mindset of trading and so forth. And then of course, I'll give you guys a live trade example as always, because that is always the most important thing that we need to look at in the markets. All right, guys. So I don't want to take too much of your time. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Like I said before, please hit that like button for your boy. Comment below what you guys want to see next. I'm open to any videos now. I will be looking at the comment section. If you guys tell me, hey, NTG, talk about supply and demand, do a full video on that. Talk about support and resistance. I want to see more of that. Your boy will deliver with that video next week. All right, guys. So it was your boy NTG. And I hope you guys have a successful week in trading, and just remember the mindset. If you guys are struggling a little bit more with that, you guys can also check out my playlist, as I said before. All right, guys. It was your boy NTG. I'm going to see you guys next week, and I'm out. Peace.